just admitting she was a horribly disgusting person, and who also makes grape threats against women who simply speak out to ask and question the things that Jessica had dared tell her. Then you have Avery, the person who simply can't keep their camera off. That's all. I just don't need to see your bare skin. I don't think that's a huge request. I think if someone comes to you and says, "Hey, do me a favor, can you just keep your camera off?" The answer is yes. But instead, I have all these people who are deciding who just simply can't take that as a. It's a little frustrating. I'm not going to lie. What's going on, Jambar? How can I help you?
Oh, why do you think Planet Peterson's anti-black?
He has a server where he very clearly stated that it is not morally wrong for a white person to call a black person the N word, but it is socially wrong. Now, he goes on that belief because he thinks that that is hypocritical to have two different standards without any sort of consideration whatsoever for the fact that words have meaning based upon social context, right? That the social context is really what gives a word meaning. And
Right?
he doesn't care about the fact that that word was used in order to denigrate and put down black people, and doesn't really appreciate that social aspect of it, and genuinely believes it is hypocritical that white people aren't allowed to do so.
Wait, did he say it's not wrong in every case? I'm sure he didn't say that. I
Yes,
think he said there's some cases where saying the N-word is permissible.
he did not say that. No, he did not.
What were the exact quotes? Do you have them?
Yeah, I can pull it up if you want it. Hold on a
Okay.
second. Yeah. So you're a friend or ally or supporter of Planet Peterson, can I assume?
Um, you can
You can
you can
speak
say
honestly. I'm
something like
not.
that.
So listen, I'm not the big bad bear that he tries to paint me out to be. Unlike him, I have
You can say
conversation.
something like that.
Yeah. So if I show you what it is I'm claiming he says, can you admit that that would change your opinion of him? Because
If he
the
said
reason why,
something that was very
sorry, the reason why I
racist,
asked that question is, am I wasting my time? Is that something you even care about?
if he just said saying the N-word is permissible in some cases for white people, I'd agree with him. But if he said something
What
problematic, sure.
situation is it permissible? I'm just curious.
Oh, if like someone said it to me in private and I don't have an issue with it, I don't really care.
You
Some
mean
of
as a
my white
friend?
friends have
You
called
mean
me
as
the N
you mean?
word.
Hang on, sorry. You mean as a friend?
Right, like yeah, right. If one of my friends said the N word to me, they know that I don't really care. So I am not affected by it at all. I don't think that's
I
morally
don't think
wrong.
it's about being affected by it, but that's not what his argument was. So let me pull it on up for you. Again, he is live right now. And since he is directing everyone to report my videos, I recommend everyone go report his live right now. He's up with Planet Peterson, Planet underscore Peterson. All right, this is the exact quote. Let me just shrink the screen so it's a little bit easier to read. Give me one moment.
The N word, are you?
Great. So, all right, everybody, I have a pretty controversial take. I would never use the N word or even a version of it you hear in songs. But when people say you can say it if you're black, but not if you're white, that's just racist. If you think that's what you're allowed to say, if you think what you're allowed to say is determined by your race, that's a racist belief, is what I'm saying. Again, I'm not arguing for using the word LOL, but I don't see it any other way. I wouldn't say it because it's a social norm. I wouldn't break it, but it's not morally wrong. Now, let me break this down. Social norms is another word for social consequences. Social norms are the things we don't do because it's not socially acceptable, meaning if we do something, people are not going to like us, or people are going to hurt us, or people are going to respond in a way that's negative. So, for example, I don't dance on the street because it's a social norm. If I do dance on the street, people look at me weird. But it's not morally wrong for me to dance on the street. The term's morally wrong, this phrasing here, is just sort of redundant because the word wrong is what morality is, right? Morality is a determination of what is right or wrong. So what he's saying is it's not wrong to do it. We just have created a society that doesn't allow us or doesn't want us to do it. And us not wanting us to do it is racist. I don't think that could be more clear.
Okay, well,
Hang
so
on.
like,
Hang on.
do you think this makes him a
Hang
racist
on.
person?
I didn't call him racist. I said anti-black. But the
Yeah, do you
social
think this?
context, hang on, someone then responds, but the social context matters. A word on its own has nothing. And they laughed it off. Hang on. The other thing is, it sounds like it makes sense, but then it starts to make no sense. I can tell you that teaching in California, I can't tell you how many times I heard Mexican kids call each other the N word. And somehow everyone thinks it's okay. I saw the same thing in college. Polynesian people say it all the time. So it seems like it's a no whites allowed thing. Just to be really clear, this language is literally echoing segregation language, right? No blacks need apply. No blacks need enter when it comes to swimming pools, when it comes to restaurants. He is absolutely suggesting that white people not being able to use the N word is akin to the idea of no blacks allowed.
I don't think that's the
Okay,
point.
all right, you can say that. I strongly disagree. Here then they talk about the fact that it's not right to say certain words and that that's stupid. And then Peterson says, final point for now, I had a lot of black friends in college who didn't care who said it. So are their opinions valid? Yeah, I wish it was something you could debate, but you get reported, which is fucking stupid, quote unquote. They then go on to talk about how it's okay for him to say these words in this context, this word in this context, and this word in this context. So what's wrong with saying the N word? Now, the other things he's done is because he believes in this purity of equal standards, it leads him to taking some kind of weird takes. And there's just a couple of other examples. This is one of his close friends in the server posting a picture of this guy. Do you know who this guy is?
Lee Peterson.
Yeah, disgusting Republican conservative trash, right? I think it's weird to, Peterson calling him, someone calling him a gay clown, whatever. I'm not whining about stuff like that, right? When someone is saying this, Jesse looks like he's doing blackface. I think that's weird. Don't know what it is. I think it's weird. I think that Peterson, because he believes in this hypocrisy thing, he, during evolution debates, will point out that humans are great apes, which is factually accurate, right? However, he allows people to then mock young black youths in the server by calling them ape. And when pointed out to him that that's racist, I'll show you later, he says, that's, what was the way he phrased it? I think he said, grow up kid or something. And I understand oh, hang on. I understand the intellectual argument that we're all great apes. Obviously, like I'm an atheist. Like obviously, I understand that. Being anti-black, I think, means that you should be in some way aware of, considerate of, thoughtful about the context of the words that you use and who you're using them towards. His opinion is no. If you're a 14-year-old black kid, I don't care about that context. You should be allowed to be called an ape because it's factually accurate. I disagree with that. I consider that an anti-black perspective. Do
Wait,
you
do you
not?
have screenshots saying that it's with him saying that it's permissible to call this person an ape?
Um, I mean, kind of. I can show that in a moment. But I
Okay,
just
show
heard
it.
something. Hold on one second.
But I think it also technically is alive because it's an embryo. To me, I get that, but
Yeah, so
what the hell's the difference between a
can
seed
we hold
and a
off for a
dead
moment,
tree?
if you don't mind,
Okay.
and watch his live for a little
Well,
bit?
you can kill a seed. Like you can improperly store a seed and then it won't have life anymore. So I think it'd be a similar
think the
distinction
seed
that,
is.
like,
I think the dormancy of the seed is no different than the dead tree. Now there's the aspect that, well, yeah, but seeds become alive, and when a tree is dead, you can't like make it alive again. But
yeah.
but if we're just looking at what are the properties, not potentials, of the seed versus the tree, there's no difference. And so then I'm like, then I
I'll
wouldn't.
keep it down only because
I
we're waiting for
wouldn't
something to happen.
say
But Hobbs,
scientifically.
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
say what
argue that
everything I've said so far is
teleologically the seed is
racist.
alive,
I
even
think
though
the
it's
person
dormant
calling him
and
an
in the
ape.
exact same state
I
as the
mean, I
dead
think there's a
tree.
point when you're
So I
anti-black
mean
to the point
that's
where you are
I'm
racist,
I don't
but
know if I
Peterson
agree.
wasn't
It had to
doing
be
that. He
argument
was permitting it to
because I
happen.
made
I think
it
a
and I
dead
have to.
seed, a
But yeah,
dead
if you allow
seed
someone to be
is
racist, I
more
guess that could make
like
you
a dead
racist. I don't know.
tree than a not dead seed is like a dead tree. So there is a distinction there. There's something different between a seed that was stored properly and is just dormant than one that was not stored properly. And I think that there has to be a difference there. Otherwise-
Charleston,
I just don't think
listen,
you can kill
buddy,
a
it's weird to
You
me.
can make it
Wait,
so a
Tink
seed
Tink.
will never. Well, I mean, you could
All right,
make
you
it
are
so
not
the
a
seed
black
will
man.
not be
You
able
are
to
literally
grow.
blackfishing. You're gone.
But I don't think
What's
that's
the
the same.
distinction?
Isn't Tink Tink that old white dude who was in here yesterday
I'm not trying to be
defending
pedantic
Peterson?
here. I just think this is a really cool, fascinating argument, and I'm
Blocked.
trying to understand it myself. So
There's a
Don't
really
find out.
great. There's a really great episode of Journey into the Microcosmos where they investigate a life versus death in the microcosmos, and they show a little paramecium and it explodes, and then it's like, well, it's fucking dead, right? But then its cell membrane spontaneously reassembles itself, and they're like, oh my, it's alive again, and then it undergoes lysis and explodes again, and then it's dead, right? And Hank Green says life cannot exist in a state of equilibrium. And I was like, yeah, because without the metabolism, without an active internal chemical environment, then something is not alive. And that's what we mean when something is dead. Although, like, if I blow my brains out right now, there's going to be plenty of technically like life going on inside of me for a while, but I'm definitely dead, right? But the point is that seed
Ignore Jonathan
lacks
Lee.
that.
He's a flat
The
earther.
seed
I'm not
entirely-
entertaining that stuff.
It's at equilibrium with its environment. Its temperature will go up and down based on the temperature of the environment. It does not change its environment in any way.
Oh, you know what?
The environment can change it.
I just realized I can hear
but-
that going on in
so
the background.
Those would be the strongest
I'm
ways
an
I could
idiot.
say
Okay, great.
that the seed
So I
is
can actually continue.
really alive.
So here you can see this person
this is so
calling
far
this
outside of my
person an
wheelhouse,
ape.
So I'm gonna have to.
There's
a little more
no
time,
question.
but,
This person, by the way, is a
but yeah, I was
14-year-old
just really
black kid.
curious about that. I think that's a really clever argument. And
This person, and
I think
Peterson's
I
right there.
have informed
What's the
myself more
timestamp?
and try to
10:02, 10:02,
argue
right?
my position
I
that
also
she's sort of
looked through
alive.
his server. This is the only time he's ever
That's
used the
another
term
but
dark
Thank
magic.
you for being willing to engage with that.
You're welcome. I think
The first time I've
biggest
ever
thing
seen
you
him
have
use
to
the
Okay,
term,
that-
and he's
is
never used that before. I think
figure
that
out
was him
exception
being,
to the seed.
you know,
But
just
like-
something. Go ahead.
Has no
It's a Discord
active
server.
internal
Like, how can
chemical
Peterson control what's coming out of other
system.
people's mouths?
Oh,
It's
think
his
that-
Discord server.
I think that's
Okay,
the
but
biggest
how
one.
can he control people
see
from
what you can
typing
figure
that?
out.
I don't understand.
He can mute
think-
them or tell them not to do it, can't he?
Sure, he can mute them, but that's not going to take away what they said. I'm confused.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You
If
can
he had
mute
muted,
someone-
hang on. If he had acted, then that person wouldn't have gone on and said to this young black kid, he's just being a dumb ape. He's a
Yeah, 'cause
little
it has to be,
ape brain
like,
can't
completely
understand.
dormant,
So wait, if I called someone
because,
else an
like,
ape,
you know, animals that
how would
there are frogs
anyone be
and-
responsible for my own
that,
actions?
like,
Jambar,
hibernate in the
if
winter,
I'm
right?
live right now
Seems to freeze
and you call someone an ape who's black, I'm dropping you.
Right, but
If
you're
I
not
don't
taking
drop
back what I
you,
said.
I understand. If I don't drop you, then I'm permitting you to do it again.
I don't
right?
consider a virus to be
And
like
that's what
that.
happened here.
But,
So this person was
but I
doing
I was
it.
gonna say like tardigrades or whatever.
Peterson
but their
did nothing,
metabolism
responded
slows
right away.
down, but
Peterson
never
did nothing.
actually completely
That kid went
stops.
on to start calling him, he's just a dumb ape, he's a
Anyways,
little ape
We'll
brain.
pick that up at another time.
I think that's obvious consequences, don't you?
Did
Peterson-
Did he get muted
Peterson-
or timed out?
No, he didn't get muted or timed out.
Do you have evidence
the
that
same
he didn't get
day.
muted or timed out?
What?
Do you have evidence that he didn't get muted or timed out?
Sure. 413, 10:02. 414, 12:01 a.m. This is 2 hours later.
Okay, are you after the second message?
you
are
just
sure
hear-
he didn't get muted?
How would he get muted?
For
I
the
don't understand
second
what
What the
message.
name of it is? I can just.
you're asking me. Did he get muted between 10:02 and 12:02?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you, did he get muted after he said you're an ape, you're a dumb ape?
As I just said,
If you can find
no,
it, just
because
DM it
2
to
hours
me. I
later,
wanna try to-
this
I have a Discord
person,
waiting, and
this person
it's
here,
going to-
2 hours later, is this person saying
Well,
this. So
okay,
no,
okay,
he
but
did
it
not get
doesn't.
muted.
Okay, first of all,
Thanks.
it doesn't mean he didn't get muted after
Your,
the 12
your
point
seed
period.
top
Okay.
Let's
Wha-
say he didn't get
wha-
muted.
hang on, why are you adding
Let's
facts?
assume.
Why are you adding
you're
facts
correct.
that didn't happen?
Like, I'm saying, let's assume you're correct because we don't know. There's no evidence. Like, let's assume you're correct. How do you know Peterson didn't
Didn't
see
read it
nothing
because he
problematic with
literally
saying
right
that
there.
you're an ape?
Say it
Like
again.
how do you know Peterson didn't see anything problematic with saying you're an ape?
Sure.
Not everyone's going to say, "Oh, you're an ape. You sent that to a black person. That's extremely racist." Not everyone's going to have the same impression of those words.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. This is a different
So
person.
who is Mr. Spanky?
Oh, hang on.
Mr. Spanky? Spanky doesn't really have a gender, although I do usually use he pronouns. I don't know why. Probably because the patriarchy has poisoned me into
He did drop
viewing
over.
certain things as male and other things versus female. But anyways, Spanky's God.
Okay. So you do know what's going around, right, about you?
Oh, for crying out loud. I thought that was where this was going. Yeah, all of those claims have been disproven.
No,
Any
they've
other
not.
questions?
There's more evidence to it, so are you sure?
Yeah, I've seen literally all of the evidence. And the Spanky one is the dumbest one because I have Spankies and I've brought Spanky to class. My students know what Spanky looks like.
Didn't he
Not
claim
You
that?
don't have to know
Do
anything
that?
about Discord
Yep.
to know that.
I
You have
don't
zero evidence.
haven't
Did you hear what he just said,
been
Jambar?
proven, but you need it.
About
He
what?
just said his students know all about Spanky. Did you
They've
just
been
hear that?
disproven. I have
Okay.
all of the doctored images next to the real images to show that Irish is a lying sack of shit. So go check it out. Links is on my profile.
Now,
He
did you
just dropped her.
see how he just dropped her? He didn't want to have the conversation.
They waited that
Why
Did
wouldn't
you-
he want to have that conversation?
Did you
Because some
hear?
people
Hang
want
on.
to go back to the live.
Hang on. Did you hear him say
This is so exciting.
they don't know
Sorry,
about
this is so
Spanky? Did you
random.
hear
Hi,
that?
guys. I'm Andrea.
He said everybody knew about Spanky.
Everybody? Oh,
Basically,
great.
I'm gonna keep it short.
Exactly. Right? Hang on.
It's the first time I'm on your live, and I'm actually so excited because it's like
Hang on.
I know it sounds a bit strange, but it's like I feel your energy different. And I just wanted to make you a compliment. That's all, short and simple. I wanted to remind you that you have changed my life. You are changing my life every day. You
Great.
add a bit of positivity to it. So I grew up in
Planet
Bucharest,
Peterson
Romania,
posted
where
this.
I was
This was a
gaslit
couple
all
of
the
weeks
time.
ago. This
So
is a letter
coming
from
back
his
from my
class
trauma, going through
saying thank
psychology
you for the year,
and healing
showing
journey.
Planet
And
Peterson
when I
and
see it,
showing
there's only
Spanky
a
and naming
handful
Spanky,
of
and he
people like
said
you that are
they
raw,
included Spanky.
original, authentic, and very outspoken on TikTok
And you
that I
teach your
follow and
kids
admire.
about
And I
Spanky?
just wanted to say
I have
thank
never
you
brought him up
for
before.
doing this, for
LOL.
standing up no
Jambar, what do you
matter
think
what
about
the
that? You
intention
just saw
is.
him
I
lying in
want you
real
to
time.
know that
Does that in
you are
any way
doing
make you
so
think
much for people like us that
that's
weren't
weird?
able to.
He just said he brings Spanky to school and they all know about Spanky. This is him 2 weeks ago saying, I have never brought him up before. LOL.
Okay, he lied.
Yes.
Yeah, doesn't
Yes,
that tell
he
you he's a
lied.
liar?
Oh,
Jambar,
you lied
hang on,
once
Jambar, I'm a
you-
little confused. Does that not tell you he's a liar
It tells you he lied about something.
Right.
about
right.
the allegations I made about him, right? So you're here because you believe his story on the allegations. You just saw him lie about the evidence, correct?
Well, look, if I saw you lie about
Jambar.
Sure, I saw him lie
Hang on,
about
no,
some evidence.
Jambar, I'm happy to have
Oh
a
my gosh, I
conversation,
saw him lie
but
about
you,
some evidence, okay?
if you like Peterson, you obviously must be someone who's a man of reason and logic. You are here because you believe Peterson about the allegations. Do you agree you just saw Peterson lie in real time about the allegations? Yes
I
or
saw him
no?
lie about something.
What do you mean about something? One of the allegations is about Spanky.
Look, I saw him lie about one thing. It doesn't mean your assertions are.
Hang on, stop. I didn't ask you, does it mean he lies about everything, right? I didn't ask you that, right?
Yes, okay, I agree.
Stop,
He lied
stop.
about something. What else follows? I don't
No,
understand.
no, no. Do you agree he
Listen,
lied about
you gotta
something?
listen. All you saw, he's trying to guide you to the answer there, but you're jumping the gun.
Do you agree he lied about something specific to the allegations I made against him?
Sure. I don't.
Does that now allow you to agree that when it comes to the allegations, he has told a lie at least about the
one
allegations
lie.
that makes him looks better that's trying to like make him look better or deny the allegation to happen?
So I
even
can grant you that he said one lie. That's
great. Do you agree that you have not seen me tell a lie yet?
All your statements are still in
Do
question.
you agree that you've not seen me tell a lie yet?
Yup.
Do you agree that you have to agree that that makes him a more untrustworthy source
Nope.
about this?
Nope.
Do you normally trust people who lie about things?
Everybody lies sometimes. So yeah,
And
obviously.
if people lie about allegations against them, why would they do that?
Because they want to protect their image, obviously.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so wait. Do you find it odd that he lies something? He decided to lie about something so insignificant as Spanky.
No, people lie about insignificant things all the time. Like what they had for breakfast. I know that people tell lies.
In an allegation like this, if somebody's coming to you about all these things, why would you want to lie about one of the insignificant things?
I don't know. Why do people lie what they had for breakfast this morning?
Why
People
would you
lie
want to
a lot of
lie
times.
about the
No good reason.
insignificant things?
Again, I told you people lie. Sometimes they don't have good reason. Sometimes people lie what they had for breakfast this morning. Doesn't mean they had a strong reason to lie about it.
I honestly think you
I
are
don't
at
think. Yeah, you're not here to learn whether or not any of this is true.
Look, I've been presented with evidence and I didn't even get a chance to respond to the evidence.
Well, sure. I haven't finished with the evidence you requested, right? But I don't see you really seeming to care much about the evidence. But
I do care about the
Nope.
evidence, so I'll
Nope.
address it.
Hang on. So here is a different minor who brought up to Peterson in his DMs. This is Peterson posting a screenshot of his DMs with a different minor.
Wait,
who is
can I say something? Someone in
Jesus
chat is
Christ.
spreading lies about me.
Did
So-
you defend AJ?
I defended him on one thing.
Okay, so we don't get focused on it. We can talk about it afterwards.
No, wait, just for 1 second. Some
Sure.
person said I'm lying
Wait,
about
Jambar,
going-
how old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
Go on.
Someone on chat said I'm lying about going to Cornell. I just want to make it very clear. Yes, I go to Cornell. I'm not lying
Okay,
about that.
nobody
That's
cares.
Weird.
This is Peterson posting his DMs with another minor who was complaining to Peterson about the fact that they were calling him an ape, and he was pointing out that it was racist. Here, I can't effing stand him. Racist B-word called me an ape and then showed the screenshot of someone saying, "You're an ape. Shut up." Peterson says that's because humans are apes. The kid, who I assume is black, was pointing out, "Yeah, but there's black apes, and that's not cool, bro." Peterson says, "Bro, grow the fuck up." In addition to that, I think it's anti-black to post a link to a TikTok saying, "You guys need to watch this right now. The comments are so funny." Nah, man, it's pointy. And to post a picture of a black woman and her ass. I think that's
What?
distasteful.
Obviously, that's not anti-black. I mean, come on.
If I had a server, okay, well, I can tell you I wouldn't do that. I think
That's just body shaming. It's not obviously not.
okay,
anti-black.
you're right. There's nothing specific about women, and black women and their behinds. That's a very common stereotype that is grossly
Yeah, well,
used
the
by
common
people.
stereotype is that they're fat, and it's positive stereotypes.
Yeah, okay. Does this look positive?
What?
Blood took a screenshot. I took many. Nah, it's pointy.
Yeah, okay.
this look
he body
positive?
shamed someone. Obviously, body shaming in general is not a good thing to
Okay,
do, but he did
Good
it
for
to
you.
someone.
So because of the fact that he believes that it's okay to talk about apes, He doesn't care when people pointed out that Jesus is a POC, and it's just not cool. It's just not a nice thing to do. And that we understand from an evolutionary standpoint, obviously all humans are apes, but it's not a good idea to put that on top of a POC. But
Wait,
Peterson doesn't care.
is it problematic to say Jesus was an ape? Is that what you're pointing? I don't.
I think it's problematic to
Oh, I
put
don't
an
at all.
ape face on top of a person of color. Yes.
Just because, for Jesus, I don't think that's racist at all.
Okay, you understand Jesus was a person of color, right?
That's probably not why they did it.
I didn't say that's why they did it. That's
Yeah, it
the
obviously
point.
matters the context. If you're calling someone an ape to mock their race, then yes, it's problematic. But if you just put an ape over a POC, it's not inherently problematic.
Do you think being racist has to be deliberate?
How I use the term usually,
Okay, what is anti-black?
anti-black is someone who intentionally does things that are harmful to the
No,
black
wrong.
community.
You're already wrong.
What?
Okay, I'm sorry I have to educate you on that, but you just said the word.
It's how I'm
Sure.
defining the term.
Yeah,
You can
you're
disagree with
defining
how
it
I'm
poorly.
defining the term.
You're defining it poorly. So let me explain why. Because you used the word intentional. Why is intentionality important to be anti-black?
Oh, because I don't believe that people who are unintentionally racist are anti-black.
You understand that it could be both things. That there's another option in between accidental and intentional, negligent. I believe anti-black is someone who doesn't care enough and shows absolutely no desire to learn why certain things are harmful. Do you disagree with that definition of anti-black? I believe that when you're being told over and over again, we understand what your point is about apes. Don't use it when talking about black people. And if he's like, no, it's factually accurate, that to me would be someone who is anti-black, someone who doesn't want to listen to the argument or understand it in any way. Someone who says, you know what, I should be allowed to say the N-word. But what about, the context of the word? I don't care. That is
That just
literally the
makes
definition of anti-black.
disagreement. That just makes disagreement about racial concepts impossible. How is somebody supposed to disagree about whether things are racist or not if you're defining the terms that way?
I'm sorry, is it confusing? I'm sorry, are you making the argument that it's up for debate that white people, and notice he didn't say specific, he didn't say
It's
limited
up for
cases.
debate what's racist or
Jam,
not.
are you saying it's up for debate that white people calling black people the N-word is racist? That's up for debate.
I mean, in some contexts, yes, it's up for debate.
Yeah,
Because
I just said that. He didn't say context. He didn't say context. He has no context. He's
You
saying
think-
generally speaking.
Right, so it might have been poor wording on his behalf, but we. made
Why are
poor
you
wording
bending
at the time,
over
I think.
backwards to make excuses for him? Because you keep
I'm
saying, hang
sure
on,
You said imprecise
Jambar.
things all the time. I get his point.
Jambar, you literally said he lies about the allegations, but maybe not about all of them. You literally said, yeah,
Yes,
people,
because
hang on,
people lie all the
shut
time.
up. You also said, hey, it's okay to make fun of black women's asses because it's a positive thing, but then I show you that there were negative comments. You said when I brought up the ape thing, how do you know that Peterson was okay with it? I then showed you a screenshot of him telling another minor, grow up, when it was brought up to him that it's racist. Why are you bending over backwards?
Look, because I really
Oh,
don't.
wait, Average Glober, will you join?
I already sent him a request.
Average
I
Glober,
saw you. You guys wouldn't let me up on Peterson's live. I had a
Average-
genuine question.
Average Glober, listen to me for a moment, Average Glober, okay? I genuinely think you believe what you're being told by Peterson. I don't think you're in this in a bad way. I don't think you're in here necessarily intentionally trying to spread misinformation. If you're a person of reason and logic, I implore you to join, and I'll drop everyone, and I guarantee you will not leave my live. Okay, Average Glober, when you say you have no interest in a live with someone, okay, do you know that Peterson has made false allegations that I masturbate to children? Do you know that Peterson has said that women who have slightly than higher body counts is someone who is used as public transportation? But you just talked to Peterson. I don't understand that, average Glober. You'll talk to someone who talks about women who have higher than average body counts as used through as public transportation. Yeah, Humby, I know where you stand on this, right? Why don't you go to Peterson right now, Humby, and ask him where at all I gave his address? Why don't you ask him for proof, Humby?
He says he
Yeah,
has
he
the
was
receipt.
crying about that. But he won't show it. We were just in his live and he wouldn't
Right.
show it.
He
He's
says
like,
he
oh,
has
well,
receipts,
I
but
won't
can't have
show it though. He said that on a website they listed his address, something about his wife, and I don't know if he said kids or whoever, but family. And he also said it called him a P3DO. And I'm like, Irish does, like, specifically does not even call him that. So
I've
all
literally
all
never
your
called
people
him any
know
of those
that.
things.
Well, he does
Exactly.
emphasize that there's a minor in his server every time he's
There's multiple.
No,
There has
Irish
been.
clarifies
There
that
has
he's
been.
not calling him a P3DO though. He's clarified that many, many times. We all know that. Just because he has
A-
minors in his server does not mean he's calling him a
Wait,
P3DO.
hold on.
Hang on, everyone stop. Everyone stop. Average Glober, I'm imploring you. Can you please be open-minded? You're meant to be a person of reason and logic and science. You're meant to be someone that when given information will question it. You're meant to be someone who's meant to be open to hearing different perspectives. I'm an atheist. I'm not some crazy Christian who's got an issue with Peterson. I'm a Glober. I'm not some idiot who believes the earth is flat. I'm a leftist progressive. I'm not against him because of his ideology that the earth is round and that gods don't exist. That's not what this is about. Okay, what unedited? Average Glober, which unedited screenshot would you like me to address? Remember when Peterson said, here's the proof of minors? Do you remember that part? Let me show you this. And if Peterson, you have to believe me on this. This is driving me nuts. This is the evidence that he didn't show you. I'm only 14. This is one of the people, there's maybe like 10 people who are super active in his server. Saddam Hussein was one of them. Saddam responds to this, I'm only 14. Okay, average Glober, how about this? If you stay in the comments, will you allow me to go through his entire Discord channel? Because I'll do that again. I did it last night.
We just did it last night.
Average Glober, because we need people to really know. I'm not afraid of this discussion. Why is it you think Peterson won't join? It's not because he's like scared that I'm going to hurt him. It's because he knows I'm the only person who has all these screenshots. I'm happy to do this if you agree to stick around, and I'll take that time, buddy. I'll absolutely take that time. But when he said in one of his 13 rebuttals, he was like, "This is Irish's evidence that I'm talking to MINORs." No, this was. I'm only 14. The
cares?
fact I'm 14, Jambar, shut up. The fact I'm 14. This is a screenshot from Peterson's server. Notice this, from Peterson's server, where this person who's a friend with Peterson posts it the day I'm exposing him. This is my live that they're posting, and this is me inside his server in real time. I'm inside his server in real time showing this screenshot that shows, "'Cause I was young, I'm 14 now, many young teens." Go into his server now.
Cares that 14-year-olds are in a Discord server.
Well, you're a pedophile, then. Fuck off. Goodbye. I'm 14 now.
Wait, what?
Jambar, fuck off. I'm only interested in actual conversation. Oh, wait. You think Amdar? You think Amdar's like your hero? Amdir, you could come back absolutely after I go through this.
Wait,
I'm
where'd
happy to debunk
Jambar
idiots.
go?
He dropped him.
So here, hang on, Glober. I assume you're still here. Here it said, "'Cause I was young, I'm 14 now." This was proof that this is what it said on May 26th. One day later, he had shut down the entire server and he deleted this message. That's undeniable. He deleted that message. We then have Peterson talking to the MINOR. This is at 10:39 a.m. 6 minutes later, I'm 14. 6 minutes later, plus this is another one of the, I don't know, the very key people who are always there all the time. I'm 14. I don't understand how that could be deniable. Now, what else is there? There's the fact that they talked about them being in school. There's the fact that, and I don't know why Peterson makes a big deal about this, in the miscellaneous, which is the main chat, Peterson posts this, and 1, 2, 3 comments later, yes, it was hours apart. I've never hid that. It's literally in the timestamps, and it shows the day change. Peterson posts here, and the minor posts, especially for someone as young as me who's still in high school. That person is then responded to by a different minor who talks about same, I can't find much at school. He's literally talking about being in high school. This other minor is now talking about them being in school. This is Planet Peterson on 4/18 at 2:01 a.m. Here's a minor talking. 3 hours after that, that same minor says, what was your weirdest high school experience? So far for me. Then, once they say so far for me, which clearly indicates they're still in high school, they then talk about the experiences, the adults then start talking about experiences where their guys were caught jerking off, and where guys were caught beating on the bus, and where guys were caught banging in the back. I don't think that's appropriate for adults to be talking to with minors. That's my opinion. And
Average
to claim
Grover,
that they
are you
didn't
still
know
here?
about it.
I don't
and
see
to-
you in the. I don't see Average Grover in the live anymore. We
He
keep
left.
going, but yeah. So much
I
for
mean,
wanting.
that's
Yeah, so much
fucking
for wanting
disappointing.
to get the truth.
I was given some information just now, and I need to ask a clarifying question. Jambar, do you still support like what AJ said? Do you think like AJ was taking context?
Some of the things I've heard some of the information, new information I've found out. I don't support him on that, but it depends on what you're talking about. There's a lot to say there. But yeah, I didn't know some of the other things he did.
All right,
Do you think
hang on.
that maybe that's the same thing?
Wait,
there?
hang on. I don't fucking AJ's canceled. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm dropping to everyone because if Average Glober is here and he's watching and he's listening, I would much rather be able to get him focused. I apologize, Brussels. You know I fucking love you. But now that you're here, I'm not gonna. Nobody spam Average Glober with invites. Am I being abundantly clear? Mods, I need you to just back off Average Glober. Okay? Everyone back off. This is Ramping Reaper, who also said this was all a lie. This is Ramping Reaper talking to the minor who had just talked about being in school, literally then says, I'm nearly 2/3 done high school, and then responds immediately. There's no timestamp gap. 519, 519, 519. This is now, if you know, this is Rampaging Reaper. This is Ball. This is the person who was in Dean's server defending Peterson, saying this wasn't true. This is this person responding to Ball saying, no, I'm in high school, grade 11. This is in the introduce yourself part. There's so many cool people in the server, and then there's me, high school student. Peterson says, oh, Irish is lying by showing the screenshot, but that was hours and hours later. I never said it's not hours later. The timestamps are clearly visible. The day change is clearly visible. I didn't make an attempt to hide this. But it's the introduce yourself. This is indicating right here that Peterson goes into the introduce yourself. You don't think he's reading this? And then when you put all of that evidence, this is, by the way, if you know Blue, who's in his server, Blue is in there literally talking to the child about college applications. This is Blue continuing a conversation about college applications. Now, this one I'm allowed to show, but hang on, let me edit it a little bit more. And this one, I am very open to Peterson showing that I am wrong, but I've been asked to edit it further. Because I'm not open, not open, double negative. So I am open to having any information corrected. This is, we know, a confirmed MINOR, who they're talking about Parker's server or someone's server. And at this point, this person says, yeah, I got banned off the server. I didn't even do anything. It's because I kept sending people this photo. I've since learned this is a photo. All right, Jambar, if you say who cares. Okay, let me just mute you then. Simple as that, Jambar. Because if you're in here to learn, I'm more than happy to talk. This is a photo I've since learned was of Parker. Parker's given me permission to show this picture. And Parker's asked that I simply completely redact out his face. Parker says there's no reason why Peterson would know this was him. If you go into this server, this photo was not deleted. If you go into this server, nobody after this said, oh, that's Parker. Nobody recognized this as Parker. Nobody asked, why are you posting an odd photo of a minor in the server? Nobody asked, is that you? Nobody asked, who's that? Everyone just moved on with their conversation. That's because this was not unusual to do. It's not because everyone knew that that's who that was. Now, if you're asking how else could he know, Glober. What age does that child look like to you? What age? Because I can't show you them literally saying their age. I can't show you them literally saying they're in high school. And you saying, how could he know, when that's also their PFP? And if there's any question about doctoring, this is Peterson posting his DMs with that child, proving that that is Peterson knowingly talking to someone with a PFP that is very clearly a child. He didn't hide that he was a child. How on earth are you claiming this snuck by? I've shown you nothing but numbers where they're saying their age, the fact that they're in high school. So let's show about how Peterson is lying. Peterson says there's no evidence. I just showed you the evidence, but let me explain why he says there's no evidence. On May 25th, the day that I exposed him, this is what this screenshot said. I'm only 14. Saddam responded to that. Do you remember that screenshot? Saddam responded to this comment saying, I'm only 14. On May 26th, I exposed Peterson. Original message deleted. Original message deleted. This is the other person responding to the same comment. I'm only 14. Original message deleted. This is a 14-year-old saying, the fact I'm 14. The fact I'm 14, May 25th, the fact I'm 14, and then Neelix responds, it's gone. That whole exchange disappeared. This is undeniable proof he deleted the evidence. This is, it says for real, and here it says everyone. FR everyone. This got deleted, and it became FR everyone. This is the screenshot from Peterson's server. Peterson's server, Ask Planet Peterson, one of his friends posted this screenshot, Planet Peterson or Planet Princess. This is a screenshot of my live at that instant when I'm exposing him. This is reflecting me doing exactly what I'm doing right now. But I'm inside a live at this point. Pardon me, I'm inside his Discord at this point. I'm inside his Discord, and it says, cause I was young, I'm 14 now. I get it. Cause I was young, I'm 14 now, many young teens. That's what that screenshot looks today. Cause I was young. He deleted where he said I'm 14. So if you want me to go point by point, let me go back and catch up with the screenshots because I was obviously reading. Let me just catch up. I want Irish to address the claims he said he would. That's why I stuck around. Okay, Average Glober, confirm you're still in the comments, and I will now go one by one with his. I have to pull up. I'm not in his Discord, so I have to pull up Discord photographs. Who was it who sent me them? Oh yeah. Linda, that's why Roxy reached out. Yes, I did. Give me one moment. I'm trying to find because again, I don't have access to his Discord, but someone sent me, there it is, the screenshots. All right, so let's go point by point. Although we've already done some of it. Okay, great. Lie number one. Wait, is Glober still here or no? Did Glober say he's still here or no? Glober, can you confirm you're still here? Glober, and while we're waiting for Glober to confirm, I implore everyone, go over to Peterson's live and report him. Report him for harassment. Planet_Peterson. This guy doesn't deserve a platform until he actually addresses these allegations. Glober, are you gone? For fuck's sake, like what I was going through was one of the points. Glober ran. All right, Jesus Christ. All right, it's fucking so disappointing. Lie number one, Irish has repeatedly said I was talking sexually to minors. I was talking sexually to minors. The left photo is his evidence. Oh, I'm looking at Peterson's response to your claim against him now. Whoa. No, Ernesto. Okay, what?
Yeah.
I want to keep it focused. What?
No. Yeah, that was it. I was just going to tell you. That Glober wanted you to go through the points.
Great.
That was
All
it.
right, I'm going to drop you. I'm going to go one by one, Glober, okay? Irish has repeatedly said I was talking sexually to minors. Let me be clear. I said this one single time, and what I've since said, because I want to be careful with language, not because of defamation or fears at all that there could be any legal culpability, but because it's important to use accurate language so that people can't undermine you. What I have used in almost all situations since is talking sexually around minors, but I don't think this is an unfair statement. And I'll explain why. The first point is he says the left photo is his evidence. This is the first thing he's doing. He's telling you, this is my only evidence. Lie number one, Irish has repeatedly said I was talking sexually to minors. The left photo is his evidence. This is not my only evidence. There's lots of other evidence, and just to show you that lots of other evidence, the most easy one to show is the one where Peterson is talking directly. Give me a moment. Oh, God damn it. I don't have that one filtered over. Give me 1 second to pull that up. Give me 1 second, okay? Okay, I'm back. All right, so this is this one. This is the MINOR. Peterson says that's not what uncreated means, you dumbass. The minor responds, bro, you look like a random Jimmy guy. I still don't know what that insult means, if someone else wants to tell me. This is Peterson admitting that he believes the person he's talking to is either a troll or an immature kid. I don't understand why this is not clear. This is what he believed. Peterson's saying this is one of the two things you are, and then proceeds to say, God just revealed to me that you had anal schmintercourse with your dog last night. I don't care if two adults say that to each other. I care about the fact that he's saying it to someone who he believes is at least a 50% likelihood to be a child. He then proceeds, the MINOR says, Eric, just shut the F up. I like how he didn't deny it either. Can we have a new role for that? And what he's talking about is they would assign roles, especially to the MINORs and the suspected P-Tridios, to bully them. So what he's saying here is, let's create a new role, dog effer. Planet Peterson then says, there, you now have a new role, minor. The name of the person, minor, obviously not the name. Please, everyone, click on his name so you can see it. Oh, I forgot to kick you. So they assign the role, and then what they do is they mute them usually for a day in order to piss them off. Atlantic, it's not the time. Atlantic, it's not the time. Can you just message me on Discord? What do you mean he's not literally saying it's a kid, Average Glover? What does that even mean? Because, no, when I see that, I don't think that's someone. I think when you call someone a child, that maybe could be an insult. You don't use an adjective. You don't call them an immature kid, because that's the insulting part now. Drop that, you're just calling someone, oh, you're such a child. The child, the word child itself becomes the insult. The fact that he's saying immature, he's saying that he thinks he's a immature, meaning a ignorant child. Let me go through the other evidence of talking sexually to and what it is he is saying is not true. And let me be very, 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 very clear. I'm not making an allegation that he is being sexual with. That's a very, very different claim, just to be super clear on that. Great. This is a 15-year-old, a verified 15-year-old. I have proof that Jesus is real. Rampaging Reaper says, I have proof Zeus is real. And this is all bullying. Let me be clear. I don't think I've seen any evidence that suggests Planet Peterson is a P-Tridio. Okay? Like, I need to be clear about that. So when I'm saying talking sexual to, it's using language you shouldn't be using when talking to a minor. This is a verified 15-year-old. That weird pattern you saw on your flapjacks at Waffle House, that's a very common way of mocking a religious person. No problem. Don't have a problem with that part. He's talking about like seeing Jesus in your pancakes, right? Right before you got your back alley BJ from a crackhead. Is that not talking sexually to an MINOR? Does that not satisfy that condition? Puzzle. It is blowing my mind the fact that people are like, it's accepted. It's not that big a deal. And it's not like, I'm not trying to say go unalive the dude. I'm just saying this is inappropriate. And it's just crazy to me the reaches people go to saying, you know what? That's not that big a deal. I don't really care. You don't have to care. But that doesn't make me a liar. This is him using sexual language, talking about him getting a back alley blowjob. If I said to your 15-year-old child that he got a back alley blowjob, does that not qualify as talking sexual to a child? Yes or no, Average Glober? Average Glober, can you answer the question? Because this whole boys club shit has to end. Like, it's ridiculous the lengths that guys will go to defend their guy behavior. He absolutely was engaging in inappropriate conversations with minors. I'm not saying that makes him a P3DO. I'm saying that that is fucked up and that shouldn't be permissible and that should be called out and that person should take accountability and say, I messed up. He deleted it. What do you want from me? He deleted where he said it. This person has confirmed that that was their age. How are you able to hold me accountable that your friend deleted the numbers? That's not my fault. That's not something I have control over. Now, obviously, okay, so now you're saying, oh my God, it's just blowing my mind. Oh, Sai, I know the server is 19 plus now and requires verification. And yes, Pearly moderate, whatever word you want. What does it tell you that when someone is being called out on bad behavior, their response is to manufacture or lie about their evidence, to delete evidence, and then to try to call the person who's calling them out someone who masturbates to kids? This person's a fucking sociopath, bro. I haven't said anything untrue. Not a single thing untrue have I said about this. I'm asking you, average globe earner, does this not satisfy that condition? So if anything, and when someone says so if anything, what you're saying is you're excusing that behavior. But let's go. So if anything, you're making a case against mods. You can't show me where you said it to him. This is him. That's not a mod. What are you talking about? This is him saying it to a 15-year-old. And he deleted the message showing their age. How is that a mod issue? Can you explain that to me, average Glober? How is it a mod issue that he used this language to a 15-year-old and then deleted the messages of the 15-year-old? Can you explain that to me? I'm confused. Can you explain how that's a mod issue when he's the one who used the language and he's the one who deleted the screenshot? Can you answer that? No? Shocking. We'll continue on. This is what he said because the server is age verified. No, it's not. Average Glober, when you say, and again, where did this person confirm their age with Peterson? I literally told you he deleted that. Your friend deleted that. Now, he's saying that this screenshot, and let's look at how he frames the evidence here. He says that this screenshot is my only evidence. It's not. He says this is the evidence of Irish saying that Peterson talks sexually to minors. Look at this screenshot. What do you notice immediately about this screenshot? Anybody? Anyone in the comments? What do you notice immediately about that screenshot? Average Glober, since you're a man of reason, what do you notice about those two screenshots that's a little bit different? Yeah, well, Average Glober, if you joined and had a conversation, this would be so much quicker and you'd be able to ask me in real time, right? But for some reason, you're acting high and mighty when you're literally defending a guy who's doing this. It's so disingenuous. I can't talk to Irish because my buddy Peterson told me he masturbates to children. Meanwhile, I'm literally willing to have a conversation with you about the evidence. Meanwhile, you have evidence right in front of you of your friend doing actually inappropriate things with minors. You are acting high and mighty. You're acting high and mighty when you said, Average Glover, this is how you're going to reason. Then I can see you're in bad faith. Being high and mighty is not you asking questions, Average Glober. You're being high and mighty for saying, I don't join lives with people like you. That's high and mighty. Is that clear? Because apparently you and your friend Peterson have a problem with mischaracterizing things. Was that clear to anyone else in the comments? You are being high and mighty because you said you can't join and have a conversation with me. That's high and mighty. So because you didn't pick up on it, let me explain to you. Where is the rest of the screenshot, bro? Why is that? Why is this white? Why is that white? That's weird, right? Why is that? Why did he cut out right here? Cut out the bottom part. Why did he do that? Because this is the entire screenshot. The entire screenshot is, that's how Spanky gives blessings. Fisting emoji, eggplant emoji, ejaculation emoji. So he jerks you off? I'm sorry, says the confirmed MINOR. No, he jerks off into denial. And now what's this? What's this message? I wonder what's going on in the background. This was a photo that Peterson posted. It wasn't a dick pic or anything like that. It was something inappropriate. I didn't remember because I didn't think it was as important as this screenshot. The 14-year-old says, I wonder what's going on in the background. Ball says, thanks. I was worried I was about to get a blank pic. And the minor, in response and follow on to this message here, I wonder what's going on in the background, Eric's OnlyFans leaked. Go into his server today, this is now deleted. Why did he cut that off? Because you're right, all it says is, I'm sorry. Why did he leave off this part where there's a deleted image? Wait, puzzle, all Planet Petersons can join. Any Planet Peterson supporters can join and talk to me right now. I wonder what's going on in the background. Eric's OnlyFans leaked. Confirmed 14-year-old. Actually, that just reminded me. And just to be clear, do you see those two emojis? Those two emojis right there? This is the continued conversation. Peterson went up. Peterson went up and showed the above screenshot. Continue, and you've got this. This is the next statement. Then they're talking about Spanky's sperm. And then the kid again says, I don't know if this is allowed to send. And that is now deleted. Why did Peterson try to claim the MINOR only said, I'm sorry, and then left out the part where the 14-year-old saying, I wonder what's going on in the background. Eric's OnlyFans leaked. And then I don't know if this is allowed to send. That's the same image they're referring to. Why? This is the 14-year-old posting Eric in his prime. I personally would feel deeply uncomfortable with a 14-year-old sending a photo like this saying that that's me. That would make me feel deeply uncomfortable. That would make me feel inappropriate. That would make me feel like I would have to establish boundaries. This is Planet Peterson talking to that 14-year-old about another person. It's a meme, dude. Why? Okay, so are all the Globers, like, I'm a Glober. Are all of you guys just fucking gross? Like, what is wrong with you? This is now the 14-year-old talking about someone else's weird-ass porn history. This is Peterson talking to the MINOR. Confirmed MINOR. Didn't hide they were an MINOR. Looked like an MINOR. This is now Planet Peterson talking to the MINOR, and that same person who talked about Eric's OnlyFans then posts, Planet Peterson, when is your next Cornhub video? I'm interested a lot. To which Peterson just says, what? To which another MINOR says, yo, or nah, why are we just looking past that? What the fuck? Nah, why are we just looking past that? What the fuck? Is this not sufficient? Like, I don't understand. No, you're just part of a generation that uses those memes. I'm 23. Oh, you're 23, so you're just a kid. Of course, that's why you're pals with Peterson. It makes sense. I've not met someone who supports Peterson who's an adult aside from Blitz. You're a child. You're 23. All right, makes sense now. This is a woman posting photos. Oh, this is not necessarily the... all right, that's sufficient for that. Do you agree that this claim is debunked? Or should we take a vote? Irish has repeatedly claimed I was talking sexually to minors. The left photo is the evidence. First of all, it's a lie. That's not the only evidence. Secondly, he cut off the whole bottom part. Thirdly, there's lots of other evidence. Globe Earther, yes or no, do you agree that this is not debunked? Because what's really blowing my mind is the leaps and bounds that you guys are going through in order to defend this type of behavior. Here's the problem. You know I proved this to be true, but you don't want to say it because you're protecting your guy. You like him. I get it. You like him. You liking him does not make this not true. This is true. You don't want to say it out loud, but you know who would say it out loud? Is his other friends, some of which actually had fucking integrity, which I will always give them props for. Let's see if I can grab the screenshots where his friends admit what's going on. This is his closest friend on TikTok. If you're friends with Peterson, you know this guy. Right, Glober? You recognize this guy? This guy says, all right, I had a long conversation with Irish. Here's my take. We're just going to refer to this minor as Sean. Here's my take. Sean and others were minors. I'm not pointing fingers who knew or didn't, but we have to admit we dropped the ball on this, and this led to Sean being messaged by Swagger, who we deemed as a P-Treatio. That's genuinely unacceptable. I know this is supposed to be a debate server, and we need to make sure who's verified is over the age of 18 because and I think he meant to do commas here, and he's referring to a screenshot below, because this server with the screenshot did endanger minors. We should accept that, and Irish is 100% correct on that. I mean, I don't understand it. Why is it another friend who was defending Peterson? Planet Peterson is in the wrong for sheltering and protecting P-Treatios, bullying minors, saying sexual stuff around minors. I'm in the wrong for defending Peterson without realizing what really happened, without realizing that he deleted messages that disclosed that they were minors. Why don't you just listen to Blitz? Peterson had MINORs in his server, and his server got spicy, but it's not worth ruining his life over. Do you believe Blitz? Do you believe Blitz? Do you believe that's Blitz? Where did the minor verify his age with Peterson? I'm literally asking you. Did you not see the beginning? Where did Peterson... Okay, where did the minor confirm it? Sure. How about when the minor says, I'm only 14? How about when the minor says, the fact I'm 14? How about when the minor says, cause I was young, I'm 14 now? How about when the minor says, I'm 14 and I like atheism for real? How about when other minors are talking about being in school? How about when other minors talk about being as young as me who's still in high school? How about when other minors say things like, what's your weirdest high school experience so far for me? What about when someone says, I'm 2/3 done with high school? What about when someone says, I'm in grade 11? What about when someone says, in the introduce yourself section? What about when someone says, in the introduce yourself section, There's so many cool people in here, and then there's me, high school student. I'm sorry. Any of that clicking? Any of it? No? None of that clicking? No? No? How about when they look like that? How about when multiple people in his server looked like that? How about when multiple people in his server looked like that? That they were that young. You know what? Globe Earther, you're not here in good faith. I want you to say, have I shown that he's not proven this to be wrong? Oh, I already see it. You know what it is? Average Glober just did it. Average Glober just said, except I'm not. I own a Discord server and I expect my mods to do their job. Average Glober is probably like Blitz, who is probably engaged in something similar. And because he's engaged in something similar, he doesn't want to be called out. What do I mean by that? Blitz had minors in his server. Blitz had minors in his server, and 2 weeks ago, which was a couple of weeks after I exposed Peterson, Blitz added a new rule saying that he would no longer allow minors.
Shut the fuck up right now. What the fuck
How are you gonna
did you
make
say
me?
about me?
What did you think I said about you?
What the fuck did you just say about me?
What did you think I said
accusing me
about
of
you?
Doing that shit?
Oh, doing what
You
shit?
have evidence against
Doing what
me?
shit?
Please
Wait, doing
bring
what
it
shit?
forth right the fuck
Doing
now,
what shit?
Irish.
Doing what shit?
You pedantic piece of shit.
Doing what shit? Answer the
Tell
question.
me
Doing what
anything
shit?
that I've done. You're making claims against me saying
What
I'm
claim?
involved in shit with minors. What the fuck?
Wait,
is
hang
wrong
on. What
with
stuff?
you?
What stuff did I
What
say?
the fuck is wrong with you?
What stuff did I say?
You said I should calm down. Fuck you too.
What stuff? I didn't tell you calm down. What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about your commenters. You
How
just
about you
said
focus?
you think
Hey,
that
hey,
I'm
hey,
involved
hey,
in
hey,
some
hey,
shit
hey,
too. Shut
hey,
the fuck up,
hey.
Irish.
How about this? Have a conversation. You claim to be an adult. Have a conversation. Oh, you fucking coward. Why is it Peterson surrounds himself by all these emotionally immature children? What the fuck, man? Can you have a conversation?
Shut your fucking mouth now.
How are you going to shut my
You're
mouth?
going to accuse me.
How are you going to shut my
of
mouth?
talking
Do you
to
have minors in your
minors?
server, yes or
You're
no?
going to accuse me of talking to
Do
minors?
you have
Are you
minors
going
in
to
your
accuse
server,
me
yes
of
or no?
talking to minors?
Of course not. I'm asking you right now.
That's
Do
what
you have minors
just
in your
fucking
server?
said.
Do you have minors in your server, yes or no?
No, because my server isn't even connected to Discord. It's a personal friends group with over 500 people in it where I stream UFC fights.
So when you say personal friend group, you don't have 500 friends.
Sure I do. You don't know who the
You
fuck
don't
I
have
am. You
500
don't know
friends.
shit about me. I do
How
know
did you
that
vet-
all
you
the
do
claims
not
you're
know
making
500
right
people.
now, if you go into Peterson's Discord, which I see you're in, you're only addressing
These
one
are
simple
screenshots,
thing,
bro.
where they are
These are
claiming to be a
screenshots.
minor, and Peterson never confirms it with them themselves.
Can you answer my question?
No, I want you to address the thing I've been saying the whole time,
What
because
thing?
all you're trying to do is white knight and act like you're this fucking awesome person. All you're doing is
What
lying.
makes you think I'm trying to act like this awesome person?
Yes, I think you're trying to play this fucking act out. What you're showing.
What is the act?
I'm
You're using a
explaining
lot
it
of
now,
words
but you
without
won't
actually
stop
making a
flapping your
claim.
ball washer, so shut it and let me speak. You're
Hang on,
expecting
listen,
someone
listen.
to
Hang
watch
on, hang
a
on, hang on.
Discord server full of.
Average Glober, listen, I'm being polite with you at this
No,
point.
you're not.
Yes, I
Do you
am.
understand the reason I even joined? Because
Why?
you said, "Oh, yeah, Average Glober's probably involved in some weird shit like that too." Do you know?
No, shut up. I don't care. I'll tell you what I said. What I said was that you're probably pulling a blitz.
No.
Do you know what Blitz did? What Blitz did was Blitz defended what Peterson was doing for several weeks, and we couldn't figure out why. And then Blitz announced on his server 2
Hey,
weeks
buddy.
ago, hey, I'm talking. You got to listen. You got to listen.
Touch your fucking ball.
Shut up and listen. Stop being so immature. Stop being a baby. Stop being emotional. Aren't you meant to be a man of reason and
God.
logic? Aren't you meant to be stoic? Listen to what I'm saying.
Stoic. Shut your.
Listen to what I'm saying. Blitz had
I
minors in
was-
his server, and he had to make a new rule on June 12th or
You
June
wanna talk,
16th,
or are you gonna mute me?
stating,
Do you wanna
yeah,
talk,
I'm
or you
trying to
wanna
talk,
mute
but
me,
you're not letting me
fuckboy?
finish.
I wasn't done. Shut your.
Yeah, well, I'm still talking. Blitz had a server, and on that server, he made an announcement 2 weeks ago telling the minors in the server that they're only going to be restricted moving forward to the science channel.
I'm not listening.
So I am thinking, are you running a server where you may have conduct that is similar to what's going on here, and that you're defending Peterson because you're scared that you would be accused of this similar stuff, and so you're protecting yourself by protecting Peterson.
Hello,
Did you hear what I just asked you?
No, I didn't hear a word you said because I wasn't done. So shut your fucking
Really
ball
hard.
washer.
Are you able to have a conversation without being a fucking child?
Are you able to let me finish what I said?
Yes, I will.
Because
If you
accused me of some disgusting.
shut up. If you're able to have a conversation, I'll happily let you talk. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, this isn't a conversation
I will let you
against me.
talk if you have a
You
conversation.
made accusations against me, and I'm addressing
No, I
it.
did not, but
You
go
said
ahead.
he's probably involved in some weird shit like that. What is wrong with you?
Guys, do not
if you have
report
accusations,
him. Do
don't
not
tell them not to
report
report
him.
me. Go ahead, report me. I don't give a fuck.
Do not
If
report
you have
him.
accusations against me that I have been endangering a minor, first of all, that's a crime for you to withhold that. Second of all, you accusing me of that shit can get you taken right the fuck off this app.
Oh no, I will have
I know
to
you're
create a
30
new
alt
account.
accounts. I know. I'm fully aware.
Like,
of
what's
it.
the problem with getting another account?
Yeah, I'm aware. The problem is that you're not going to have all these little fucking followers and butt buddies just believing everything you say. Now, I want you to address.
Wait, hang on.
Shut
Aren't
the
you
fuck
being
up. I'm not
Peterson?
done.
Well,
Shut.
hang on. I mean, you're forgetting I have the powers, right? So, like,
You're
how about you
forgetting
just
that-
chill? How about you just chill before I make you look stupid, okay? You're making yourself look stupid right now, but I'll happily start helping you, okay? You are the one acting like Peterson's butt buddy, as you put it, because you're the one coming in here just repeating what he said without actually knowing the facts. You're the one in here saying everything he said is right. You're the one taking everything he said at face value. You're the one who doesn't have a critical or open mind. You're the one who's been denying the evidence
I
that's
do
literally
not-
being put in front of you. You're the one who's closed-minded. So if you're going to call someone who does that a butt buddy, that would make you Peterson's butt buddy, would it not?
No, because I wasn't
No,
here to talk
shocking.
about Peterson. I'm here to talk about your accusations against me. You made
Great.
baseless,
Do you have minors in your
lying
server?
shit face.
Do you have minors in your server?
No,
How do you verify if you have minors in your server?
because it's private. They come
Yeah,
in as
exactly.
I let
Hang on.
them.
All servers are private.
Are you
How
fucking
do you
stupid,
verify? How do you vet
Irish?
them? How do you vet them?
I don't have a public server for people to just
How do
join.
you vet them?
I don't have a public server for people to join.
How do you vet
How do I vet the
them?
people that don't join a public server? I
How
don't use?
do you vet them?
How do I vet who?
How do you vet the 500 people who come into your server?
The 500 people who are in my server, I've already been verified by Maria. I'm a mod.
What? What's the verification process?
I don't fucking know. I'm not Maria.
So you mean I'm correct that you are someone who is now realizing that you've not taken steps to make sure minors are not in your
No,
server?
I don't give a
so
shit.
you're
because
freaking out,
that's
which
not
is
what
why you're
I'm
defending
going there
Peterson.
to do. I
So
stream
what is it
Twitch.
you've done?
What have I done about what?
Oh, Glober, what is this? Irish checked the Peterson server. I'm not in the server. Glober
Oh, wait, yeah,
had
actually,
minors
that's
in
wonderful.
his server?
Hold on.
Wait. Glober
Irish,
had minors.
Irish,
Did you have
Irish,
minors
you
in your
need to
server?
look
Yes
at
or no?
this.
Do you
No.
have minors in your server? Yes or no?
No, but right here, here's where you had your little fucking butt buddies try to post Peterson's address.
Wait. Oh, wait. Great. Hang on. Who is that? Who did it?
Bytes1, that's who it says.
What is it? I don't even know what that is.
You can go look. You're in the server.
What
It's
is
an
it?
Irish is a piece of shit. Go ahead and look there.
What is the tap on the screenshot? What is that from?
I'm telling you where to look for it. Again,
What is
I'm
that
not here
from?
to talk about Peterson.
Listen to
Irish.
me. You're not
Irish.
listening.
No, I'm not going to listen to you because I'm not here
What
to
is
talk
that
about Irish.
from? I can't even see what that's from.
I just told you it's on the Irish is a piece
No,
of
you're not.
shit
Stop.
Discord
Is
channel.
that a Discord
no,
message?
Irish.
Is that a Discord
Irish.
message?
It's on the Irish.
Is that a Discord message? Is that a website? Is that a TikTok video? What is that?
Go look at it yourself on the Irish.
I'm not in
Some
his
shit
server.
channel.
You're literally in his
You are
server
on
right
it
now.
Too. I told you I'm not here to talk about Peterson. I'm here because you accused me.
Is this your server?
No, that is Maria's server.
Is that the server you're in?
Yes, that's one of them I'm in.
I turn 16 in March next year. What a shame.
Wonderful. I told you that I don't do the vetting process.
Oh, so there are minors in the server.
I don't fucking know. I just told
So
you.
there are minors in your server, and I was right.
Whose server? Whose server?
You
Go look at the
told
owners.
on yourself.
Go look at the owners. Who are the owners, Irish? You
Is this
fucking
whose
dumbass.
server is this?
Go look at the owner.
Whose
on the top
server is
right.
it? So you're gonna blame Maria?
It's her fucking server, yes.
So you're going to blame Maria.
Sure.
So you believe it's the fault of the owner of the server who lets minors in?
No, it's also on the mods that do the vetting. I don't
Who's the
do
mods?
that. You can look at the fucking moderator list.
Who's the mods? You
I just told
stupid
you to look at
idiot.
the list, you fucking
Why is it
moron.
you guys are all so predictable? What happened was you knew that you may have been having some of the same issues, so you come in here defending Peterson to protect yourself,
Irish,
you
go
cowardly
with
little
this.
bitch. This is why it's a boys' club, because all you fuckers do similarly bad content, and because of the fact that you're scared that you'll be called out,
Oh, wait, Irish.
you end up protecting each other. You circle
Hey,
each other. You end up defending your boys because you don't want to be next. You're like fucking lonely losers in the fucking ocean with sharks circling you. So you get in a huddle. You get in a group hoping that a shark can't take a bite out of you, because if they get one of the guys, they're going to get the next guy next. You're so pathetic. It's okay to mess up. It's okay that this happened.
done?
It's okay that you had someone in there that was an MINOR, provided you recognize, you know what? That's not
Hey.
something I want. That's something I may want to avoid moving forward. That may be something that I now want to institute a rule to prevent. That now may be something that I want to consider,
Irish.
and that's called taking accountability.
Irish. Hey.
So what do you think about Maria having
Again,
people in their server who are
Yeah,
kids?
again, I just told you. First of all, you're not showing anything inappropriate, so I don't know why you care about that. The Discord TOS
Oh, wait,
doesn't
hang on,
say
hang on.
under 18.
Did I say there was something inappropriate?
Second of all, because
Did I say there was anything inappropriate? Don't mischaracterize what I said. Did I say there was anything inappropriate?
second of all,
Did I say there was anything inappropriate?
second of
Did I say there was anything inappropriate? Am I going to have a conversation myself? Let me have a conversation. First of all, I never said there was anything inappropriate. Second of all, I was asking you how it is you made sure that everyone in your server is not a minor. Your response was, I have 500 friends. Then you said, actually, I have my mod Maria vet everyone. And you're relying on Maria. Well, Maria is the person who vets in this server, right? You're claiming
Irish.
this is not your server, right? But this is Maria's vetting
I-
this person, right? And you're blaming Maria for letting people in who are 16 in this server. How do you know that Maria's not letting minors into quote unquote your server?
So again, are you gonna let me talk? Or are you just gonna keep?
Are you going to answer questions?
Are you gonna let me finish?
Are you going to answer questions?
Not if you.
All right, I'm going to let you talk, and I'm going to let you say what you want to say, and then we're going to have a conversation where you respond. Got it?
No.
Go
I
ahead. You
don't
say what
got
you
it.
want to
We're
say.
not going to have a conversation. I'm coming up here for the same reason I told you I was. You said that I am engaging sexually with minors when you said
No, I
I am
didn't.
likely doing the same shit.
What same thing?
That was your accusation
Wait, hang on. What same
against
thing?
me. And
I've never accused Peterson of engaging
I
sexually.
thought you were gonna let me.
You're not going to let you say
I
a lie.
thought you were gonna let me talk.
Great. Where have I
Shut
said
your
that?
fucking-
Where have I said that Peterson engaged sexually with minors?
It's literally your first claim, you dumbass.
Nope, that's not my first claim.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Go look at Peterson's live, or not live. Go look at his Discord again. Go look at that.
Talking sexually
To
is not sexually
minors,
engaging with. Sexually engage.
Do you remember
Correct.
that word?
Correct. Did I show you where he said to a 15-year-old about a back alley blowjob?
Do you remember where I asked you to show me where he verified his age to Peterson specifically because that's who you're making accusations against?
Correct. I'm going to make an
Where did you do
allegation
that?
that if you are the mod
Where
of a
did you do
Sure.
that? Where did
Sure.
you?
I'm going to state that if you're the owner of a server and
Where
the people disclose that they're minors in your server, you're responsible
Show
for
me
that.
where.
I literally told you he deleted
Show me where.
the evidence for
Show
that
me.
person.
I've seen everything you've shown. It's all the screenshots that Peterson already addressed. I don't know why you're stuck on this stupid fucking hill instead of showing actual evidence.
Sure. How about
I've
this?
shown- I've
Sure,
told
sure,
you
sure,
what
sure.
would be
Let me ask you this
considered
question.
evidence.
You said
claimed you
Peterson's
wanted to talk
debunked.
peacefully with me, and then you accused me of that. You're a piece of shit. This conversation is over. Fuck you.
Oh, is it over?
Yeah,
Or am I going to
pussy.
start looking into you? Or am I going to start looking into you? Or am I going to start looking into you? You immature little bitch. It's amazing how you're able to immediately say that, you know what Peterson did was fine. I don't have any issue with it whatsoever. And then blame Maria. And if anyone else wants to come up, lots of people in the comments, let's bring you all up. Because you all seem to think you all know the facts. Why don't you all come on up? Hey, Wags, why don't you come on up? Hey, Wags. Why doesn't anyone else come on up and explain to me what exactly it is that he's disproving?
Irish, I'm with you with all of
Sorry,
this, but I just
wait,
want
how
to
old are
say
you?
this.
Just respectfully, how old are you? You just sound
Oh wait,
younger.
I'm 19. I'm 19.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say that the fact that you people down there in the comments